Hey everyone, back again, another video here, and this one is a construction video here. Things are going pretty weird right now. I've talked about in the past of, building, a cabin up at my property and, having to do this, that, and another to get stuff going. But things have gone a little hanky here, and it looks like I may start doing it a lot sooner. Hold on, there we go. Than originally thought. So what's going on is this house is looking at getting sold. Once it's sold, I'm going to be getting a large chunk of the sale price and everything, and I'm going to be pretty much packing up my stuff and building up at my property and getting myself, pretty much building myself a home up there. I'm going to be building it alone by myself, all by my lonesome, because, well, I don't really have anybody that can, help me with that. But I had two plans. Originally, I had two plans, and then a third plan came through, and I'm like, oh, wow, I can do it this other way. So originally, I planned 12 by 24, and then add on like little cabins around it, and then connecting them through like a walk bridge or walk path thing, like the old house styles in like the boonies, where it's like a house on one side and a house on the other side, and then there's the cover between it, and then the little walkway underneath, and you can go side to side. Like I was like, hey, that's a good idea. I could do that, no problem at all. Well, 12 by 36 cabin came up, and I was like, you know what, I can do a 12 by 24 and a 12 by 12 and just stick them together and make a decent cabin. Well, looking at all this stuff and, plotting and planning and electrical and getting all this stuff, windows and what have you, and electrical, there's the cabin. I am definitely doing a Dutch door, because I always wanted a Dutch door growing up. Having the ability to, open just the top half of the door, get a good breeze coming through. I love that. And this one, quick assemble, jam, sides and top, it's pretty much everything you need right there. Fantastic. I'm going to be fencing off 100 by 100 square area on my property as like the main property, thing. Like it already is fenced off in a small area, but it would take me for ages to get that shit out of there. I mean, I'd literally have to tow a bunch of vehicles out of that area to build on that plot, whereas there's already an open space. Good one, choke on that. There's a decent space. All I have to do is clear a couple bushes, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to be doing a big 10-foot gate with a rolly wheel, all the good stuff. I'm going to have my own fridge, water collection. I'm picking up tools, off-grid shower for now, solar lightings. I'm going to get to play with a nail gun. I'm going to get to play with a nail gun, dude. That's awesome. And I always wanted to do the pass load because, I hate this. I really hate the sound of an air compressor. It drives me nuts. Hearing an air compressor makes me want to hit somebody. It really does. I cannot stand it at all. Caulking, sealing, all this stuff. Nails, screws, everything under the sun. Everything under the sun here. Oh my Lanta. 22, 981, 98. 55 items. 432 square foot. That's a decent cabin, little hunting lodge type deal. It's nice. It really is. It really is. But a 16 by 34 544 square foot, $17,575.38. A lot more equipment. A lot more equipment. Yes, I'm even going over on the estimates of this, where, you know, if I finish it and get it all complete and I have extra parts, I can take the stuff back and get a refund. Fantastic. That's even more money that comes back, and then, you know, I can use that for bills and whatnot, like a phone bill or something. But including insulation, electrical, all this hardware, windows. I'm adding another window. Because I planned on 4 windows. Now I'm doing 5 windows. Extra lengths of stuff. I'm doing another outlet, outdoor outlet. Instead of, you know, sheathing the walls with all kinds of like siding and whatnot, and then doing the roof, I am completely waterproofing the entire outside of this with elastomeric roof coating. And I'm going above and beyond because I plan on doing at least 2 coats. At least 2 coats on this, because I want to make sure that it's nice and thick and rubbery. And when I do the electrical on it, I'm going with a solar. So the solar, after I put in and get the measurements and everything of like the first one, the first leg and whatnot, I'm gonna be, you know, setting up a set, you know, get it all set up, pull the panels off, paint around the you know, things, and really seal it so there is no way of leaking at all. And I'm going to be doing this crazy, like there's going to be a center, you know, post. There's center posts all the way down, pretty much, you know, making like the whole center of the house is going to have a center wall. So I'll have like a living room area, and on the other side of the wall there's going to be an office area, but I'll also have a wall at the back where it blocks off the bedroom and bathroom area. So it's literally going to have different rooms. It's going to have different rooms instead of being like a studio type design where you walk in, there's kitchen, living room, office, and bedroom all in one room, and the only other room there is the bathroom. Yeah, completely different. But everything else remains the same. Same stuff, same everything here. And I'm going, you know, 1/2-inch plywood. I mean, that's pretty thick stuff, but again, I'm saving a boatload. Let's see. Oh, what are we doing here? Let's see. Do my calculator here. 981.98 minus 17575.38. That is $5,412.06. That's $5,400. $5,400 in savings. Now, to kind of get you in the mindset here, when I plotted this out, and I plotted out the other one that I was thinking of, I used the same solar setup for both this one and the other one, and I was looking at like $4,500 for, you know, the off-grid, and then the battery bank, and then running to the walls through the inverter and everything, and running it on the 110 everything. So $4,500. So that, let's see, and I am bad at math. So 2291.8, say plus $4,500. So that's 27,481. So, well, 27,500. So 27,500. Now, now I'm looking at the 27.5 compared to the 17,575, and I'll skip the cents. Plus, and now I changed what I was looking at to a $3,000 one with a $400 extra battery, which is more power than the one that I was looking at. The other one had more panels and less batteries, so it's just weird that way. In my mind, I'm thinking, so this one is $3,000 for the setup, and then if I get another battery, so it's $3,000 plus another battery, which is $400, and then another 4 panels is $400. Well, I'd say $450 because of tax and all that, so another $450. Yeah, another $450 plus all that stuff. $21,425. So with a better solar setup, more panels, more battery power, I'm still coming in under the price of this. And when all said and done with, what I'm gonna have left for a new truck and a new trailer, and covering bills and what have you, is going to be around 28 grand. So if I spend 8 grand on a truck and another 5 grand on a trailer, let's see, that leaves me with $15,000 for other stuff. I'm going to be going with satellite out there. I'm looking at space the freaking Musk thing, because it's satellite internet, and it's faster, stronger, and whatnot. So that's going to be like $120 a month. So say 12. I don't even know. Let's do. So that monthly fee is going to cost a bit, and then plus the cost of the actual device, which I'll overestimate. Always overestimate when doing this. That way, when you finish everything, you have more money than you thought you would, and that's a good thing. So after solar for the entire year, or satellite for the entire year, I'm still looking at 13 grand. Say insurance, vehicle insurance at least. Say $1,500 for a year, just out of the blue. That leaves me with about 12,000. Plus phone bill, that's another $1,200 ish. So that's 10 to 11,000 left to get by with food and whatnot, and gas, travel, first aid. Because I have a feeling I'm going to thump my thumb a few times with a hammer. I really do. That's why I'm getting the nail gun, because I don't have to swing a hammer. Yeah, I mean, an extra 10 grand to live off of, which that itself will accrue some kind of interest in my bank. But yeah. In the end, I'm looking at about 10 grand left over to just kind of puddle with, but I'm not going to be burning through it. I'm going to be, saving it up and, getting things ready. Because, I mean, if I do this, I can, with extra 10 grand, I can build another, shed to store some of my tools and crap, and, be set that way. I mean, that right there is a really good deal, because, oh boy, yeah, being able to build it for a lot cheaper than to buy prefab, that's big. And this was the big one, because I initially wanted to do like 5 buildings and then have them like connected through a walkway, like 2 buildings and then one at the end. So it's like 5, and then a walkway right between the middle of them with it, and it's covered and everything. And, I was thinking that, and that was going to be like, it was going to be like $35,000 just for that. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I was like, okay, these 5, granted, are pretty big compared to, the 12 by 36 design that I thought up. But, big but, I mean, big Mama June butt here, it's cheaper. I'm saving, 10 grand. And then I was like, but yeah, I really want more space. I was like, let's calculate it out. How big can I go to where I'm more, but spending less? And it's like this right here came to mind. And even with the savings that I have here, I can add on like another, 8 feet to this. I could add on another 8 feet to this and still come in under the other price. So, I mean, all said and done with, like these, like you're probably thinking, well, 2x4, what are you going to be doing that? Well, I'm going to be, all my joists and stuff, there's that top plate. Instead of doing like a metal plate and just at the top, I'm going to be doing a triangle shape at the top, and nailing it all the way down on both sides, and I'm going to be sandwiching it so that it does not bow, and there's going to be a board sticking up right in the middle, so it's not going to go down and it's not going to spread, and I'm over engineering the crap out of this. Why? Because I want to. That's it. And I'm going from a 10-foot 2.5 inch peak to a 12-foot peak. So I'm gaining 2 feet in height. Well, no, actually, more in height, because this is being designed with 8-foot walls. This is with 6-foot walls. So I'm gaining 12 feet. So I'm gaining, quite a bit of height here, because 6-foot walls and a 4-foot, ceiling, as opposed to, 8-foot walls and a 4-foot ceiling. That's a big difference there. That is massive. So, I am looking forward to being able to, film my progress on this. Now, when I do this, I'm going to be doing it in a specific way to where I'm going to be building this on a trailer foundation, because if I build it on a trailer foundation, then it is technically a mobile home, and I don't have to do the what is that? There's a permit for solar on a house and for building a house, but if it's built on a trailer, it is technically a mobile home, and therefore it falls under travel restrictions, and I don't have to pay all the fees for building a house if it's a trailer, because all I'm doing is modifying a trailer, which I'm taking the big ass trailer that's out there, which the big trailer that's out there is, oh man, oh, where we're at there, there's zoom out, zoom in, where am I at here? Let's see. Itchy nose. Measure distance. So, yeah, the trailer that's out there is a 30-foot trailer. The trailer that's already out there is a 30-foot trailer. And it is 12 feet wide. It is massive. So pull all the crap off of that, move that trailer frame and wheels and axles and everything to where I want to build the house at, and then build it up on top of that. Just leave the tongue hanging out the front. That way it is legally, by all standards, a trailer, but it's, you know, if I want to move it, you know, I'd have to, like, you know, put bigger tires on it and whatnot. But saving my own bacon, because last I looked, to do the trailer and everything, I don't have to do anything with the county, I don't have to do anything with the city, I don't have to do anything with the state. But if I build on ground a house, it's like $35,000 in permits and fees and everything. But if I do it on a trailer, I can do all the electrical myself, I can do all the solar myself. It's all self-done. I don't need anybody else. Granted, I'd probably, you know, throw a couple bones to a friend of mine who is an electrician and have him come over and, you know, poke things and make sure that I'm not going to kill myself with, you know, electricity, like plug in something and, you know, blow my arm off. Like, I'm okay with the stuff. It's just I've electrocuted myself enough, and, you know, being struck by lightning a couple times in my life already. I don't like the feeling of it. So I respect electricity. I really do. I respect electricity, and I respect height, because up on I'm okay on a roof for the most part. I just don't like looking down because, you know, it's not the fall that kills you, it's that sudden stop at the end. You know, as Jeremy Clarkson said, you know, speed never killed anybody. It's suddenly becoming stationary that's the problem. So, yeah, if you're planning on, you know, building a big cabin, piece it out instead of the, you know, regular, you know, prefab stuff. And for the same style building and size of this, through the Tough Shed people, it's like 4 times this price. It is freaking insane. So there's that. But I'll leave you with this. Build it yourself, and you don't have to worry. You really don't. So, see you guys on the next one.